Everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to MFC Realist TV. I'm Jay, and Mick should be on shortly. Manchester United 2, Everton nil. Fun fact, when United go in 1-0 at half time in the league, they haven't lost a game at home since 1984. And up to the first half hour, 35 minutes or so, Pickford had activated Gigi Buffon settings, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, it is going to be one of those days because we're not going to finish our dinner. We're creating chances, we're dominating midfield, but we couldn't find it back in the net. And then, of all people, Scott McSideways, the midfield ghost, steps up and gets the opening goal. So, I won't say dubious moments second half, but anytime the ball came near Harry Maguire, I was getting really, really worried. Thankfully, Martinez was beside Maguire and was again able to talk Maguire through the game. Maguire had his only his fifth start today of the season. He's played more games for England than he has for United. But today, clean sheet, 2-0, 3 points, and we're back up to third place. And after the debacle last weekend against Newcastle, 2 wins, 3 goals, 2 clean sheets. Who can argue with that? Mick, what thoughts on the game? 6 points, 2 clean sheets.
Get in. I know. Thank you, Jay, for opening the show once and for all. I really, really enjoyed this game. We were in control from the very first get-go, I reckon. You know what I mean? It was just, as you said, it's like, what do you call it? The 7 Little Pigs and the Wolf. What do you call that story? We huffed and puffed and...
I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. And it's the three little pigs and the big bad wolf.
Yeah, 3 Little Pigs and the big bad wolf. So we huffed and puffed and we tried to blow Pickford's house down. I mean, from a man of the match perspective, I must give it to Pickford. He was really immense, actually. He was like prime, what do you call it, Gigi Buffon, as you should say. But in general, mate, I am stoked. It is 3 points that matters. We're back on third. I don't know what Newcastle is doing, but let's go. Let's kick on the show, Jay, and let's call a spade a spade. Guys, we are waiting for Tom from ManUnitedMania. He's probably running around crazy in his backyard garden, like everyone else. But he's going to jump on soon. We have some people coming on. This is Mick Ruby. This is Jay. This is MUFC Realist TV. Hit that like, hit that smash button, and we are getting into the game.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Right well. I feel welcome. Dit is mijn home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
So Mick, start things off. Team selection today, starting with Harry Maguire, no Varane. I'm sure that had you deep in trepidation mode. Scott started again, no Fred. Bruno, it seemed today, had to play a very deep role. I thought Bruno, he got man of the match by BT Sport. I thought Bruno had one of his better games today. He really knitted that midfield together. So much so that towards the latter end of the game, Dyche took off his 3 starting midfielders. It's one of the few games today where United actually bossed the midfield. It was very important today that playing at home against a struggling Everton, I suppose the phrase that's used all the time is quote unquote to get off on the front foot. But today, from the off, we saw the antithesis of the game against Newcastle, where Newcastle were on the front foot. Newcastle had us pinned back for pretty much the entire game, and today, literally, the shoe was on the other foot. Great team performance. I slag off Scott McTominay an awful lot. I have dubbed him Scott McSideways. I've dubbed him the ghost in midfield. Today, I'll say did his job, took his goal well after all the missed chances, the missed opportunity from Aaron Bissaka, from the wasn't Sancho, it was Anthony's shot. Bruno missed. Bruno had a few chances, and also then on top of that, I think as well, Bissaka had his shot. So who other than my sideways to open scoring his first game of the season. So look at, I would take out a goal today off Scott McSideways' ass if it meant 3 points.
Yep.
End of the day, we're all United fans. We do have players that we like and dislike, and just make today the starting 11. What did you make of Maguire starting for Varane? I didn't hear of any injury to Varane, so I was questioning why Maguire started. And in the last game, Maguire didn't come on as sub. It was Lindelof that was favored to come on as sub. So for me today, that was something that I was trying to rationalize in my head. Why the hell is Maguire on? I thought Jadon Sancho. Um, First half, I thought Seamus Coleman kept Sancho pretty quiet. And second half, then Coleman is 34 now, very experienced fullback. I thought in the second half, Sancho really started to get the measure of Seamus Coleman, was getting more balls in the box, and obviously we had that clinical finish from Tony sick note Martial.
Mm-hmm.
Just one final point I want to raise. Wout Weghorst is so poor of a striker. Scott McTominay looks like a better striker than Weghorst. That's my takeaway from today.
Yeah, flowers to Scott McTominay. Honest opinion, Jay, I totally must been like a dyslexic, because when the team sheet came out, I didn't even spot that Maguire was on in the starting 11. I thought, yeah, this is a good lineup. But then, when we kicked on, it's like, well, hang on, what's Maguire doing on the pitch? Because I thought I saw, like, the usual suspect, like Malacia, okay, replaced Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
Then I saw, like, this, and I didn't even blink I didn't even see, because I thought it was even given Sunday, Varane, and Wan-Bissaka. He did a great first half as well, great second half as well going forward. Then, of course, reaction Scott McTominay. But honest to God, Jay, I didn't see McTominay I didn't see Maguire do any mistakes today. He was quite solid in the back. I thought he was good. He did a good performance in general. Scott McTominay, he got his goal. But that just proves to what I always say, Scott McTominay should never play deep. He's a box-to-box player. He's always, he should always be playing by the 6-yard box and, cutting in and getting the ball and shoot, because that's what you get the best Scott McTominay from. So it has to be the Bishop to get the first goal. And at the end of the day, I'm happy. I'm really happy. First half, as we said, we huffed and puffed and we tried to blow Pickford House down. I mean, we could have been 4-5 up, Jay, by that first half, to be honest. I mean, how many chances did Anthony miss? How many times did Rashford come through with Pickford? It just didn't go in. But finally, the house came down, and that's what matters, Jay,
Yeah, but you said at the start of the show that you would have given Pickford man of the match. He's on a losing team. And I think we have to acknowledge if a player from another team plays exceptionally well. And as I said, he activated Gigi Buffon settings. If De Gea had to make that many saves today, we'd be giving David De Gea's flowers. I think it's only fair as fans of football. We should acknowledge Pickford today and how well he played, because on another Saturday afternoon or night, evening time for you, my friend, at halftime we're going in 3-0 and it's done and dusted.
Yeah. I was just surprised how Sean Dyche was lining up. I thought it would be more in control, press as a team, defend as a team, but they were quite open. We had Bruno playing as a deep playmaker that worked. I mean, oh my God, the balls that he was pinging through, both to Anthony, to Rashford. I mean, that was a good match. And Sabitzer for me also, we're starting to see what Sabitzer is all about. Playing Sabitzer's number 10 really, really worked, according to my opinion, though. What's your thoughts about Bruno playing deep on a deep playmaker? He didn't do any mistakes, did he?
I think Ten Hag obviously has analysed the last 2 games in great depth, and obviously his knowledge of football is far greater than yours or mine or anybody watching, and he's clearly seen right. Scott playing deep, he can't take the ball off the back four. He doesn't have the passing range, secondly, and also when our centre backs have the ball to play it out from the back, he doesn't show for the ball. He knows someone like Bruno, who's very comfortable on the ball, good football intelligence, has an excellent passing range. He's the man. Take the ball from the back four and will ping 34-yard passes. And today we saw that from the off. Bruno almost showing from the ball, looking up and trying to find Rashford or Sancho to use their speed and also to use Anthony's speed. So a lot of that today. And then he was able then to play these short little intricate passes with Sabitzer. So then later into the game, then we have the guile and the football intelligence are very soon to come on. Like how comfortable do you feel when we have an Eriksen coming off the bench? Like that straight away inspires confidence. He's going to sit in the ball. He's going to close the game down. He's going to do pretty much whatever he wants in the ball. And next week we have Kino with a tan, Casemiro back next week. So I think now we have weathered the storm. Obviously, the loss to Newcastle, we were dog shit that day. Let's call it a spade. We were terrible. We've weathered the storm now. Okay, obviously results today. We've got no control of results today. If we are going to be probably fourth place come tomorrow night.
Yeah, but it was good.
So we're still fourth place. We're third now, but obviously Newcastle. We're third now, if I'm not mistaken. Newcastle got to play. Spurs got to play. Harry Kane, he's always going to do Harry Kane things. So we're going to be in fourth place coming up to the next league game with Casemiro back and Eriksen back. So very simply, Mick, what difference a week makes in football? In order to the old phrase, Mick, a week is long time in politics. It's even longer in football.
Yeah, I keep freezing, man. Having a bad internet. Easter Bunny don't love me today. Listen, Easter Bunny came with a goodie bag today. Like, there was 2 eggs in the basket. There was 2-0. We kept a clean sheet. That's what matters, I did a prediction, Jay, that we will. I said it would be high scoring line today, but it could have been. It could have been 4-0, right?
No, man.
Obviously.
If you recall messages I sent you during the week, I said people are going to underestimate Everton, that Everton are in a dogfight, that it's going to be very tight and very close.
Yeah,
so
you did.
I would have taken a 1-0 during the week. You're still there, so you're not frozen. So bang on.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I keep freezing. I don't know what's going on here. It's doesn't matter. Tommy's coming on. He's setting up, trying to set up guys. As we said, Tommy, he's running around in his
we got to see Tommy before I go, because he's been interacting with me a lot on Twitter the last 2 weeks. So I'm really looking forward to getting him on the show for a few minutes and just putting a face to Tommy's tweets. Very knowledgeable chap, got a big following, puts up very interesting tweets. So I'm looking forward to conversing with him before I leave to go on radio.
Yep, he's coming on at just now. He should be logging in the background, to be honest. But, calling a spade, if we look at who do you reckon the from United's perspective, who do you reckon is the contender for the man of the match?
BT gave it to Bruno. For me personally, it was between Martinez and Bruno. Martinez, as ever, just looks so composed on the ball. Even from the corner kicks, Dyche, obviously, he's got, how every manager has that one or two players that they bring with them from every club. So Dyche bought Tchaikovsky with him. He had him at Burnley, and he was almost going to be a big bullying centre half. And the English pundits won't pick up on this, but on the corner kick and set pieces, Maguire, who is 1.90 m, avoids going near Tchaikovsky. He doesn't go for the physical battle. It's Martinez who, Graham Souness, I played the game, says he's too short to be centre back in the Premiership. He's the guy on set pieces, if you watch it back, that's fighting with Tchaikovsky, not Harry Maguire. So for me, it's either going to be Martinez or Bruno Fernandes. What about yourself?
Martinez or Bruno Fernandes? I think that's a tough call. I thought Captain Bruno was immense today. He was so great playing from the deep. Martinez did a lot of interception. He was just a beast as usual. It's tight call. I don't know. I can't tell you. I watched the whole game thinking, well, Bruno did a fantastic job. But it's got to be Martinez. But
Okay.
no, hang on. No, Bruno Fernandes for me. He was instrumental in the midfield. Definitely, he worked his socks off. Let me see if I can get Tommy on.
Okay.
Hang on a second.
Just on what Mick is saying there, I like how we have two players that are playing 8.5, 8 out of 10, and we're splitting hairs between who gets man of the match. Whereas last weekend against Newcastle, the only player that would get near man of the match would have been David De Gea, because without David De Gea last weekend, Newcastle, it probably could have been a cricket score.
What's going on here? I have all sorts of problems, my friend. Can you hear me? Yep. Can you hear me? Oh. Internet is not with us today, Jay. This is one
so everybody.
Of those
this is the joys of doing a live stream. I'm in Ireland. I don't know if Mick wants to tell everybody where he is. Do you want to tell everyone where you are, Mick?
Tommy's trying to get in. My batteries are dying. I gotta plug in this one's. Hang on a second. I need to change audio settings. This is so probably essentially
we've got 3 people in different parts of the world trying to coordinate this post-match for you guys. I said I'm in the Republic of Ireland. Mick is, let's just say, somewhere in the Pacific Rim, and Tommy, I'm only assuming, is somewhere in the UK. Is that correct? And we're all trying to morph together in unison for this post-match, and sometimes with different internet speeds and whatnot, things do go a little bit awry. We don't have the benefits of being in a studio.
That's it. I have to change headsets. Everything is not working today. I don't know. God, my computer crashed in the middle of the stream. My headset is working, but we got 3 points, and that is what matters, and that's what we're here for. At the end of the day, you got to go to do a radio show as well.
If Tommy coming on, I can do another 5 minutes.
He's struggling.
Tommy's coming on.
Yeah, he's struggling. I keep my phone stood up without it dropping. Okay. Yeah, we're just waiting for Tommy to come on.
Yeah, I hang on another 5 minutes for him.
No worries.
Yeah, I got to go and do a general Saturday sport football talk on a local radio station, and I'm sure we're going to review this match again and do a general review of today's games. And I'm going on with a Chelsea fan and Liverpool fan. So obviously the Chelsea fan, I'm going to go through him for a shortcut to ascertain why Frank Lampard has been appointed manager. Well, you know my opinion on why, because he's there to keep his seat warm for my man Jose. Come the summertime, it's going to be Jose Mourinho Act 3 at Chelsea. And then I have a Liverpool fan there that will be espousing the virtues of Salah, Robertson, Van Dijk, and again, I'll also go through him for a shortcut. So you got 3 Irishmen, 3 different teams, and trying to maintain a professionalism live on radio. Sometimes we do, but most often there is a couple of bloopers. That's just the nature of live radio.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Sorry, I keep.
It's okay.
Tommy's trying to connect now, and we're just waiting for him because I've seen his face. I know who he is, but you don't know. It's
okay.
And in general, sorry, you were saying. Yeah,
no, I was going to say, is Tommy in the UK?
Yes,
he's in the UK. All right. Okay,
he's in the UK. He's a lovely guy. But anyway, in general, 3 points. I mean, we needed this bounce back, and we needed this to solidify the top 4 at least, to come back in the top 3. How many games do we have left? 9 games. So yeah.
Well, our run-in for the final games. Okay, you know, the old adage, games look easy on paper, but they're played on the pitch. Of all the poor one-liners today, but on paper, there's no game that you're looking at thinking, Jesus, that could be banana skin. I think, back to our previous conversation, we've got Casemiro back next week. Ericsson came on today. He didn't do very much because he didn't have to do very much. He came in to close the game out. So if you got an Ericsson, Casemiro, Bruno, Sabitzer, and still you got Fred, who can come on for 20 minutes, run about, put a tackle in, shoot the ball 40 yards over the bar.
That's it.
But I'm just I just have my concerns as to why Varane wasn't playing. Maybe Tommy can shed some light on why Varane wasn't playing today, because I didn't hear anything about an injury. So I don't know. So we're looking for Tommy's visual. Can Tommy hear us? I don't think Tommy can hear us. He's gone black. He's gone back to black. Fade to black.
Everything is not working. Yeah. I can see him in the backstage, but he's gone face to black. I don't know what's going on.
He probably hasn't activated his camera then.
I don't know. Interesting.
Can he hear you?
But yeah, he's disappeared, and he's probably tried to connect again. Anyway, This is one of those things. Remember, we had one of these streams and we kept that was after what was it? Caribou Cup, or was it something like that? Anyway, we had a nightmare. Tony Martial scored.
Yeah, Tony sick note Martial. I think today was his 7th goal of the season, if memory serves. Look, I've never been a huge fan of Martial. I've gone on record by saying his muscles have the structure, integrity of shredded wheat. He's only one tackle away from an injury, either in training or during a game. With that being said, in a 6-yard box, do you want a Marcus Rashford finishing, B, a Weghorst finishing, or do you want a Martial finishing? I've never been a big fan of Martial, but in a 6-yard box, unlike Rashford, that'll kind of pause and stutter and stammer on the ball and give the centre back that extra half second closing down. We had that today actually. Again, and the 2 commentators in BT won't pick up on it because Rashford's English. But there's a couple of times he's in the box and he just takes that extra second to react. The ball's at his feet and centre back then is in his face. Martial doesn't do that. He'll take maybe a half a touch and suddenly, boom, he'll shoot. Weghorst, you don't want shooting because, let's be fair, we can bang on all we want about work rate. We can bang on all we want about pressing. That's fantastic. That's super. However, you've replaced Cristiano Ronaldo with Wout Weghorst, a Burnley player that went on loan to a pub league in Turkey, and and I think he played 7 or 8 games on a trial for us, and he's got a 1 goal in the Europa League. I'm not sure. Has he got anything in the Premiership yet?
I don't know. You tell me, Tommy. Tommy.
Am I in?
What's up? Yeah,
Tommy, you're in. Tommy in by popular demand.
My connection's terrible, man.
Okay, Tommy, do you know anything about why Varane wasn't playing today? Was there an injury? Do you hear anything?
I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything, to be honest. I was quite surprised when I saw Maguire on the lineup.
Yeah. And what pissed me off a lot, Tommy, was Maguire laughing and joking with the Everton players before the game.
Yeah, I saw that.
What's that about? That's not leadership.
Maybe he wants to get signed by Everton.
It's not. You're not flirting. You're not flirting in a gay bar. Don't be smiling. This is game face time.
Yeah. How about McTominay though, Jay?
He did his job. Just did his job.
Yeah, he did.
I'll quote Roy Keane. Remember the famous Roy Keane quote about, do you give your postman flowers and chocolates for delivering the post? No, he did his job.
Yeah, he did do a good job today.
Yeah.
But 1 in a million.
Yeah, but
listen, I can't really hear you very well, to be honest. It's very quiet. I don't know if it's my connection because it keeps dipping out.
We're having a bad stream today, Tommy, to be honest. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit. It's very quiet.
It's all right. We're having a nightmare of a technology today, mate. But if we try. Yeah. But what's your take on the game overall? Are you happy with the overall performance?
Yeah, I just wish we finished our chances, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know how many shots do you need to put it in the back of the net?
Absolutely. It was like a 5-course meal, but we didn't even finish the 5 courses. Like we came to, you get entree and dinner, and that's it. We skipped this. We skipped the dessert and everything else, and cognac afterwards.
Yeah,
but it was good.
It was a good performance. It was a good performance, but yeah, like
3
I said,
points.
could have been more clinical, I think. And that goal difference is just shocking me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was hoping that we could sort of refurbish that, replenish that goal difference in a way. But
like if you take Rashford out of that team,
what happened to Rashford? He got injured at the end, right?
Yeah, hopefully for not long.
Anyway, it's good to see you online, man. It's good to see you. We've been trying to get you on for a while.
I've had a few beers though, so
That's okay. It's Saturday, gentlemen. I gotta go and do a radio gig. Okay, so we'll chat soon.
Big up, Jay.
Nice having you on, Tommy.
Good to see you, man.
It's good to put a face to the name, Fonny, my friend. We'll chat soon. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, mate. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Cheers.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
So, Tommy,
I don't want to go too far from my back door. I'm trying to smoke a cigarette, but if I go too far, I'm going to lose connection.
That's fine, mate. So I hope you're having a great Easter. Yeah, keep smoking a cigarette. Talk to me about who do you think the man of the match was from Manchester United's point of view?
Bruno for me.
Yeah, Bruno, definitely. I mean, I saw in the group chat people were talking like, they were got like, no, Bruno, no, he doesn't work to play as a deep playmaker. But actually, he did a fantastic job playing in the deep, right?
Yeah, no, he was much better deeper. I think he plays better deeper than he does forward.
100%. So how considering that Sabitzer played in the number 10, what's your thoughts and feeling regarding Sabitzer playing in the number 10 role?
I've never seen him play in the number 10 before, so today was an experience. But I think he did really well. He had a few shots and that. I think he was good. Good, yeah.
I think Sabitzer was amazing. Like, it was refreshing to see. I mean, starting to see glimpses what Sabitzer is all about, and if we can get him for 20, well,
if we can get him for 15 to 20, I'll be happy. Anything more,
it's a no-brainer. Good squad player.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, Tom, it's what we needed. We needed these massive 3 points to solidify that top 3 or top 4, right? Champions League places. I think there's 9 games to play, and I think we're playing on Thursday. And that's Europa League away in Sevilla.
Yeah.
So now we get a little bit of a rest.
They're on a new manager bounce, aren't they?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well,
I'm going to drink some cerveza.
I get nervous when we're playing Spanish sides, mate.
No, but they are they're in a relegation battle, so don't be nervous.
But they'll turn up against us.
You reckon?
It's probably the way, innit? As soon as they play United, they turn up.
Ahmad Bat, ayo, how are you doing, mate? How are you doing, Ahmad? Legends of the channel, thank you. Where are you, mate? We send you a link. Do you want to come? You're also the legend, Ahmad. So listen, how are you going to spend the rest of your afternoon now after this victory?
I'm going to finish my beers. Go and have a look what other games are on. Carry on for the weekend.
Newcastle, right?
Yeah, Newcastle. I'll probably watch that one, to be fair.
Yeah.
Who are they playing?
Playing Brentford. Brentford's playing at home against Newcastle, so that's going to be a tough one for Newcastle. I predict they're going to drop points.
Hopefully, mate. Hopefully. What do you think of Tottenham, though? Are they going to catch up?
Nah, never. Spurs are done. Spurs are Spursy.
Spurs will be Spursy, mate.
Ahmad is coming in as well. We sent out the link to you, mate. So, yeah, DM you the link. Yeah, I can DM you the link.
I'm just going off cam for 1 minute. I'm going to try and set up a little bit better.
All right, no worries. So, guys, while Tom is off the camera, I'm going to quickly talk. I'm going to share the link to Ahmad as well to come on. We had a little bit of a disaster to start with, but it's streaming. This is what you get. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, we're here to celebrate the 3-point win. And I think in general, it was a solid performance from the team. I mean, from the get-go, the way we control the ball from actually playing out from the back. De Gea was flawless as well. He had a great ball distribution. There was one moment when he was almost assisting, like, that was just madness. If I look at the whole team performance, I don't see anyone putting one foot wrong. If I'm going to be fair and square, it was a solid team performance. Now, looking ahead, I must say that, I haven't seen Erik ten Hag's press conferences of yet, post-match reaction, but I must say that he looks pretty pleased as well. And the fact that we are getting fresh legs in, Martial came in from the bench, scored, right? Christian Eriksen comes in and sees off the game. Fred comes in also to seize off the game. And we comfortably cruise into third position as we speak with 2-0 victory. This could have been a very high-scoring game if it wasn't for, as what JME was saying, Pickford he turned on his prime Buffon gloves on, and he was just kicking off. It was a very, very, very good performance from the lads and the boys in the team. Guys, I send you the DM link, Ahmad. Please come in. Tom is setting up. Jay is going into a Irish sports radio studio to be challenged by some Chelsea fans. This is Mick Ruby, MUFC Reels TV. Please like and subscribe. I have sent this link to many other people, but I guess it's Easter, and Phil Standish is in the background waiting to express himself. How you doing, Phil?
Afternoon, everybody. How are we doing? What a performance that was today. Come on, United. Absolutely fantastic. What a performance from beginning to end. Deserved win. Obviously, we had the goalkeeper in net. It was absolutely fantastic in the first half. Pickford was just phenomenal for them. You can't deny it. He kept them in the game. We should have been 4-5-0 up. 21 shots in the first half, most in any Premier League game this season. Unfortunately, it wasn't 21 on target. So that's something we need to build on. We need to build on the shots on target. But with a new striker coming in the summer, we know we'll definitely get one. We don't know who it'll be. Ten Hag just been interviewed after the game saying about, do you need to get someone in the window or do you need to get more goals on the pitch? And he said both. So he's absolutely all for it. Where we're looking to get a striker in and build on what we've already got as well. But the performance was absolutely fantastic. Do you know what? I'm just going to big up somebody who I wouldn't normally, not because he was the best person on the pitch, but because of the slating he's had all season, was Maguire. I don't think he put a foot wrong today. It was absolutely fantastic, and his switch of play across the field was fantastic. His position, his movement, his passing, his everything his heading was just brilliant. It didn't make one normally like, oh Harry, what are you doing? But nothing. There was one moment where somebody got outside him and he tracked him back, and he just went out for a corner or something like that. But it was honestly the whole team today. You can't put anybody down whatsoever. I mean, Scott McTominay got his goal, fantastic. He's obviously fighting for his place, which is great to see. The only thing about Scott today, which kind of caught me out a little bit, usually one of his biggest strengths is when he's on the ball, when he's going man to man, toe to toe with somebody. He's usually a lot stronger on the ball. He seems to get knocked off the ball maybe 3-4 times, but it doesn't matter because he came back stronger, and his overall game, apart from that, was just fantastic. So his movement, passing, Sancho with his assist, good lad, Sancho, get your assist, lad. So he's my man. Keep it going, Sancho. You've got this. Keep coming back stronger. Only concern, obviously, is Rashford. What's going on with Rashford now? Off the back of this game, we've got Eriksen back. He played fantastic when he came on. Martial with his goal, with the Rashford assist just before he went off. They're fantastic together. Fully deserved the win today. Fully deserved it. 2-0. I said 2-0 at the beginning. It should have been 4 or 5, which is good to see. We're just looking for a Brentford win against Newcastle now. Come on, Brentford. Let's get that unbeaten run back on in Brentford, and then we can make our day even happier. Let's get a nice solid third to finish with today. Will be fantastic.
Oh, I'm absolutely ecstatic. Thanks for coming in, Phil. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah, I can't stay either, mate. I'm so sorry. We just a couple of our friends just turned up right as you started the show, so I couldn't come on. That's why I'm on my phone instead of on my laptop set up fully. So I've literally, I'm just diving out the door now. But I wanted to say hi to everybody and let you know my thoughts.
I've got family here. I've been sent to the bedroom.
Say again, mate.
I've got
Papi.
family here. I've been sent to the bedroom.
That's it. It's one of those relaxed shows. Botswana Papi from all the way from USA just turned up and he's just switch off this camera. We can't see you, Papi. We
I'm
can't
eating
say you
because I'm
are.
eating.
He's eating. Yeah, fantastic. So, anyway, I'm sorry, guys. I have got to go. Enjoy the rest of the show. Have a great day. Thanks to everybody who's joined in. I can see there's loads of comments in there already, which is great. Keep the comments coming. Keep the show. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy it. Enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy the day. And let's enjoy the rest of the weekend with our win behind us. We've done our job. Let everybody else do theirs now.
Who was your man of the match, Phil?
Man of the match, I picked it before it was picked on BT Sport. It was Bruno. He was phenomenal. His range of passing today, he never stopped running, but he didn't just stop running headless chicken like. He stopped running, never stopped running in very strong moments. His tackling, his tracking back, his composure on the ball today was fantastic. You know, he wasn't panicking. If there was 2 or 3 players on him and he'd like take a dummy shot, he'd take a feint shot, a pass, and then play it out to the side or something like that. His composure was just phenomenal. And De Gea as well, trying to give him today his footwork and that ball over the top to Anthony. How Anthony didn't score 2 today. De Gea has had his best game as well, and he had a save to make. And De Gea had his footwork, which he's been slated for all season, absolutely fantastic. But man of the match today has to go to Bruno. But yeah, well done to Sancho. Well done, mate. Yeah, thank you.
Enter the fray. I'm Mbat. How are you doing, mate?
Have a good day, everyone. Nothing personal. Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Have a good weekend.
Say hello to Easter Bunny.
Hey guys, what's happening? How you guys doing?
Who's your player of the match?
Tough one. Anthony made a lot of good runs. He had a lot of chances. Could have gotten a hat trick. But yeah, he was kind of wasteful today. But even so, doesn't detract from a good performance. Honestly, I really like Sabitzer. Like Sabitzer was,
100%.
like in his new advanced role, the man was literally everywhere. And, it's not easy playing in midfield, and especially with someone like McTominay, who's not a natural 6, and having the license to go forward, but also having the discipline to, go back and obviously make those recovery runs and, cutting the lines and, just maintaining shape. He has really good positional discipline. And I think that he's that sort of player that could he's like the ultimate utility player. I'm not trying to hype him up, but if you analyze the great United sides of old, we always had one player that used to be able to play in multiple positions with a solid 7 or 8 out of 10 performance every single time.
100%.
In recent times, one can think of someone like Daley Blind. Daley Blind was absolutely amazing, played left back, center back, center defensive mid. He was amazing, like a very underrated player. I don't think we should have let him go. We can think about someone like Darren Fletcher. We can think about someone like even Ji-Sung Park, or, you get the idea. So I think that getting in a player like McTominay definitely not McTominay, Sabitzer is something that we definitely need to be looking at in terms of making his move permanent. He was everywhere. Like his cross towards Rashford in the second half was amazing. Overall, he was everywhere, and I'm really excited to see the Casemiro Sabitzer midfield too. I think we might see that as soon as this Thursday against Sevilla, because I don't think Eriksen is going to be phased back into the starting lineup instantly. They're going to ease him in, just like as we've seen Martial has been eased in slowly. So yeah, we might see that much awaited midfield very soon. So yeah, I think for me, he's my man of the match. He really stood out for me.
Wicked. Papi, have you say? What do you reckon?
On the man of the match is kind of tough to call, which is a good thing, which is a good sign. Whenever there's a couple of contenders, it's a great thing. And I am so happy that the 3 points are in the bag, top 4. is now in the bag. Really, like we're now like I think in pole position for that top 4 finish, and given the fact that we're strengthening, obviously the Rashford injury is the scariest part out of this game for me. Like I think moving forward, it's going to be an opportunity for Jadon Sancho, because Alejandro is Garnacho is injured, and we're gonna be pretty much just relying on Jadon Sancho to be the life of our attack now, and I really enjoyed every team member's performance except maybe like Maguire had a few 2-3. I disagree with what Phil was saying. I was like, there was 2 moments. If Gray has been very good at finishing, would have been looking at a different scoreline. But it still was a great performance, and I just want to applaud Ten Hag and all the Reds for that.
Congratulations. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I thought he did a excellent job on the right hand side as well going forward. I mean, there was one ball when it was cutting in, he caught the ball, played it into McTominay. It's brilliant. In general, I agree with you. I can't really complain. Scott McTominay got his goal. Scott McTominay got dispossessed a few times, but I'm not here to criticize the team. We got the vital 3 points. Tommy, who was your worst performer of the game? Let's not call it. If we're gonna go man of the match, who was the worst?
I will go. I don't want to say it, but I think Anthony could have done a lot better, mate. A lot better. I mean, he plays well. He's done all the right things, but that's the end product. I don't know. And there's times where he could have passed it into Rashford, where I think he could have done better. Yeah, we should have been about 4-0 within the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, he could have had 4 opportunities, 4 or 5, and and we got to call a spade. That's what it is. And I mean, we got to call it if they don't have a good performance. And in general, he had a good performance, but he couldn't just finish his chances. Do you agree with that, Armin?
Yeah, definitely, man.
He's frozen.
We definitely have to call a spade a spade. I mean, you're definitely right. I think there's lots of improvements that need to be made. We have a really congested fixture list coming up. These 6 weeks are going to be absolutely crunch, and we need to come in clutch in every single match because we're still in 2 competitions and we need to consolidate 3rd place. It's really, really imperative that we put in convincing performances without getting our players, burnt out. Like today we saw Rashford groin injury, and Bruno is just like the Portuguese Energizer Bunny because he's literally running around. Man doesn't stop, and it's amazing. His conditioning, his stamina is on another level. So I think it's going to be a very tricky period how Ten Hag is going to navigate this time by using all of the players properly. This is the time when squad rotation is going to be so key, and every single player of the squad needs to put a shift in, needs to understand their place, and they need to work towards getting us 2 more trophies in the bag and hopefully a very strong 3rd finish. And
But guys, this is so typical. We get Martial back, we get everyone is coming back, and then you see Rashford pulling a groin, and you go, "Oh, this is so typical." But at the end of the day,
it's probably a good reason. It's good that Martial has come back though. He's come back at the right time with Rashford getting an injury.
Getting a sign, but we're going to Sevilla on Thursday, so it's going to be interesting to see what the update's going to be. But we definitely need Rashford down in Sevilla. Or do you think we can manage without him? Could he have a rest?
It's like they're taking turns to get injured, honestly.
I mean, he's it's like, oh no.
One's wives are chasing each other, and he scores a goal, and then there's Rashford, and then he's like, I'm out. We've got a goal scorer back. So,
I'm worried, APB. I gotta let you. I'm worried about this groin injury because groin injuries usually you're looking about a month. It'll be lucky if we get him in 3 weeks back, and obviously we're all praying that it's nothing serious. It was Rashford taking a precaution, but the fact that he was like, I feel something, I don't even want to risk it, let me get out, is scary, because Rashford is usually a fighter and he usually like plays through injuries. But the fact that one he was just like, no, it's the part that's really, really making me anxious, and I'm constantly checking. I'm like, what's the update on the injury? Do we know yet what the scans say? So the groin is a very, very, and you have to let it heal, otherwise it can recur, and if you rush him in. So it's just
positive.
really hard.
I mean, there's nothing that a good deep tissue massage couldn't fix. So maybe get him a nice masseuse, or he just spends the night with his anyways, we got to keep the show PG, so yeah, let's leave it at that.
No happy ending. Is that what
you want a job? No, we got to keep it civilized. But I'm just ecstatic knowing that we're not playing until Thursday. It's fine. I'll be traveling home. This is my last day of streaming in Thailand after being here in December. This is my last going back to normal broadband speed. I cannot wait. How many crash streams I had? God damn. I'm happy, but it's been ruthless. It's been so many games. Like we played three games in a week ever since December, right? Almost coming back after World Cup. So it's fun. It is so important that we finish off strong and that we're getting fresh players back in, like Martial. I'm so ecstatic to see, the Danish dynamite, Eriksen coming back slowly into the team. We're starting to look like we have squad rotation and options off the bench as well. So yeah, guys, big up, 3 points, massive points. What do you think Brentford is going to do against Newcastle later on?
They just scored. Brentford scored a goal and then it was given as offside. So I think Brentford are fancying their chances. Remains to be seen. We need a Tony masterclass. Because Newcastle are flying high at the moment. It's not. Even though West Ham are struggling, but to go to the London Stadium and beat them the way that they did 5-1, it's not an easy thing, and one wouldn't expect a team like Brentford to be dominating in that manner, And I don't know if you guys saw that, but there was a photo of Fabianski's, the West Ham keeper, right? He was standing with Alexander Isak, and they were both looking at the volley that Alexander Isak lobbed towards the goal, and they were just hands on their hips and looking at the ball going inside the goal. So that shows how bad West Ham season is going. Like that photo accurately reflects where they are under Moyes this season, and if they keep hovering around the relegation zone, we might see a fire sale and might get a certain burnt rice from that fire sale. So
fried rice.
Yeah, fried rice, burnt rice.
Speaking
whatever.
of fried rice, I'm gonna have my dinner soon. But guys, imagine West Ham getting relegated together with Everton. Ooh, can I think about it?
What a season this is turning out to be.
This is like Red Bull rice. Like you drink, you get an insulin spike, you go up on the rise, and then you can get rice on the cheap.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't understand why West Ham fans value him at 100 million. He's not a 100 million player. I mean, at best, he's like a 50, 60 million player. But then again, it's like the English tax. And he hasn't kicked on. Like one would expect a player of Declan Rice's caliber, the way that he's been hyped by the English media, by football fans and pundits alike, that he would literally take off and, he'd take the game by the scruff of the neck and, guide his team out of relegation. And obviously there's not much he can do, but he's been the captain, and captains lead by example and they lead by performances. And we haven't seen that from Declan Rice this season, even though you could say he hasn't had much support, but still, I mean, he's been left, his performances have been left wanting, in my opinion. And I think if West Ham keep hovering around the relegation zone, we might see him changing clubs. Definitely.
You
He's
think
not-
you think he's a player for Manchester United? You think they should go all in for Declan Rice, or do you reckon they should go for somebody else?
I think we're past the Declan Rice boat, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a player we should be looking at. There's so many other options that we could get instead of Declan Rice, because right now, as we understand, I mean, we're not sure what the midfield options are going to look like next season, whether McTominay is going to be sold, whether Sabitzer is going to be retained if Bayern do let him go, whether Donny van de Beek is going to be sold or is he going to be retained. We don't know the situation. There's going to be a lot of flux when it comes to the midfield. Going to have lots of incomings and maybe lots of outgoings in the squad. So there's so many players that I could think of that might be a better fit for United than Rice. Obviously,
if we're talking like salvaging some players from Everton, I'd go for Onana. You know,
Onana's a
very
beast.
good. Yeah, he can take McTominay's parking spot, because I like to look at it as parking spots. And
I like Iwobi as well. Actually, to be honest, Iwobi is one of the key players.
Yeah. Iwobi is good, and I guess Gay is a little older now, but like if he was younger, maybe Ten Hag could turn something out of it. But yeah.
But in a way, I think, this is my opinion. Like, if we're gonna get a midfielder, we need a number 2 to replace Casemiro. You know, whenever we've seen, you know, whenever he gets a red card or gets suspended or injured, the drop off is huge. Like, you know, we're struggling, right? So we need a sort of deep player as well. Frankie de Jong, maybe? I don't know.
No, Frankie de Jong doesn't have that defensive aspect to his game.
No, he's not.
He does play as a halfback, like a libero. If you are familiar
libero,
with that term.
Yes.
Yeah, like Franz Beckenbauer in that style. Even Maguire plays like a libero because he has that passing range. But then again, he's just not had the confidence when it comes to playing for Manchester United lately. But De Jong would play really well in a double pivot system, but he still needs like Casemiro alongside him. He can play lone pivot.
Definitely.
So if you want a backup,
just imagine like a double pivot: Casemiro, De Jong a little bit more advanced, like a ball carrier, and Bruno as a number 10.
Yeah, that would be mental. But like in terms of like for like replacements for Casemiro, you could look at a player like Palhinha from Fulham, like immense defensive midfielder, amazing interceptions, still is leading the league in terms of interceptions, and he's a solid defensive rock. And you could think of some more up and coming players like that guy from Southampton, Romeo Lavia. He's quite good for his age.
Yes.
Ruben Neves. Wolves are also hovering near the relegation zone, so
I take Neves.
He's got a good long shot.
and then there's that French kid. I keep hearing about him from a lot of friends. He's called Manu Kone. I've only seen one video of his.
Never heard of him.
He's quite assured, and that could be an interesting option. So there's value in the market, definitely. It's just about knowing when to, like pounce on the right opportunity and, negotiating properly, which we're not known for.
Okay, guys, moving ahead. Thursday. What do you reckon? What's your score prediction for Thursday? Let's. I know we just finished the game, but I'll be traveling and going home to Europe, so I will not be doing any show. What do you reckon? APB going on to Sevilla.
Obviously, Sevilla. Sevilla have definitely had our number for many years now. We've got PTSD when it comes to them in the Europa League. It's their competition. It's their birthright in many ways. And to take the birthright from Sevilla is going to take some taking, definitely. And but even so, like if you look at it from on paper, obviously we should be beating Sevilla. They're literally they're very close to the bottom of La Liga at the moment, and they're a squad that's shorn of confidence and they're confused. And obviously, I'm not sure if we're going away first or we're playing at home, but definitely,
away.
Yeah. So So like we've
No,
pretty
it's at
much.
home first. On Thursday, it's at home. Sorry.
Is it?
Oh, okay. So like put in a convincing performance at home, a dominant performance at home, and go away, and just play a disciplined, structured game, write it out, maybe have a close 1-0 victory, even go for a draw, but just completely pulverize them at home. And honestly, the amount of Spanish opposition that we've had to face this season in terms of La Liga, I was looking at some stats, and the amount of points that we've taken from Spanish teams this season would actually put us above the
Barcelona in La
teams
Liga.
in the relegation zone in La Liga. So we technically be safe in La Liga in terms of the number of points that we have against Spanish opposition. So we could add more to that. Maybe, who knows, could reach the Conference League in La Liga at this stage.
Yeah. If we're playing at Old Trafford, I thought we were playing in Sevilla away, and we had the return game at Old Trafford. But if we're playing home, comfortably say 2-0 to Manchester United at home, comfortable.
Yeah,
or even get a 3-0. Just as many goals as possible. Then we can go there, chill, relax, play on one leg. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got a message from Tom. He's saying to send him the link on Twitter.
It's okay. Well, I gotta go. I gotta shoot anyway soon because it's dinner time, and you gotta do the husband duties. So, it's great to see you. APB, where can they find you? You know, it's the first time. Welcome to the show for the first time. Hope to see you again.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. We'll be coming back soon if you have me. Yeah, great stream. Hopefully we'll be here for many more.
Definitely. Papi, what's your score prediction?
Oh man, Sevilla is in trouble. We're building off of like a home momentum right now because Old Trafford is a fortress thanks to Ten Hag. So I'm gonna go with a confident 2-0 prediction. I think we're gonna do 2-0. Yeah.
All right. Tommy, we apologize. We would send you the link. Thanks for coming on. Thanks, Phil, coming on. Jay Daley. Everyone has busy days. It's Easter. Happy Easter, everyone. Continue, celebrate. Have some more Easter eggs. Have some more goodies, whatever. Guys,
Tommy, I'll extend the invitation to Tommy and APB and say if you guys wanna continue talking about the game, I'm gonna be doing a review on my channel a little later on today. So YouTube Football Power Hour, that's the name of the channel. Make sure you subscribe to it, and everybody that's tuned in, make sure you hit the like button on Mufc Realist TV.
Guys, thank you so much for coming on. Great victory. Yep. Guys, like and subscribe, and have a lovely evening, APB and Power Hour. Go check Power Hour's review after this live stream as well. Get back to your days and see us next week. Bye for now, guys. Bye.
Yeah, take care.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.